Hi there everybody. So today I'm going to take a look at this floor. Like you can see, it's pretty much knackered all the way through. So I'm chopping it on this line right around and bending another piece of flat plate because you don't even see these curves anyhow. And this car is not going to get stuff in the boot anymore, as it's going to become a show queen. So first things first, let me get some cardboard out and trace all the lines so I can get my plate size and my template, and then we'll start by chopping it so we've got enough meat to attach the new floor to. I'm not doing all this in one section. As you can see, it's got curvatures and stuff here, and you're not going to be able to just by hand bend that. That's also going to be a bit of a headache. That's why I'm going to bring the plate up to here and then notch it and bend it like I need to. Okay, first things first, let me get my cardboard. All right, let's have a look at that. Let me cut that and see if it fits to the profile. Let's do this. It's a good thing to have the plate to overlap the lip there, the edge, because that's what I'm gonna have to tie into when I'm getting to that stage of installment. Right, let's see. Just that a bit flatter. Okay. Chop that out. Basically, you guys get the idea of this. Just take bit by bit to get it to match up where I want it. Okay, so I can take a bit more from here. Up to where can I take it? Up to there. Right. Get this whole section in. All right. My lovely wife just asked me why don't I cut that? Well, simple. This is actually a body mount to mount this to the chassis. And I want to overlap a bit so I've got material of the steel that I can spot weld to this body mount before I take it up and bring another piece of cardboard down here. So that's actually what that's about. Right. You guys basically get the general idea. Let me continue making my cardboard template, and then you guys can join me in a little later now. So it's all about planning on this 1960 Chevy Biscayne's rear floor, the boot section. I wanted to do everything in one piece, but like I said, this works differently. It's not a flat piece of steel. So I'll get to the edge, and then later I'll make a flat piece of steel that I can panel beat into that shape. Let me quickly stick this cardboard down and cut it. I'm going to do half the floor now. Then I can just use my cardboard and flip over for the other half, as this should be pretty much symmetrical, saving on some materials. Let me cut that out. Let's see where we're at, because I don't want to replace the filler neck unit. Like you can see, I'm a bit short there. I'll fix that now. Copy mistake. All right. That's okay. Let me just knock a piece there. So we basically have half the boot. We've got enough to make a template full size, because we can use half and half. There we go. If you come around and look this side, this is actually a half. I'll just draw a line, and then we'll transfer this to our piece of plate and cut this out and go from there. Pretty much that ain't rocket science. There we go. Let's just tape it better together and the bottom, as tape doesn't like rust. Before we just cut, let's make sure we're in the center of our trusty tape measure. 855. 8600. So that's 5 millimeters or a quarter inch. Not too bad, meaning I must work from the outside of the skin. 975. 978. Okay, cool. Meaning I've got to add a quarter inch on that. Then it should work. Perfect. I'll add more than a quarter inch if I have to. I can always trim later. Okay, now comes the fun bit. Let's start hacking out the rusty floor. As you'll notice, I'm cutting with enough material for me to join two. So I leave myself an edge. Even here, I'm going to leave an edge that I'll grind open and clean just now. over here I'm not too worried about straightness, as it's a lip over a lip, so it's spot welded on there. We'll have to take the spot welds out later. Okay, just see, I think I've got a corner or two. I must just break an edge or two. That seems to be loose. Alright, let me get off to this side, just knock it loose. Oh, everything is loose up to that lip. I can quickly cut the lip and then just bend it out. Let me get this section out with its tank straps. This also has to be transferred to the new floor. Well, there you go, one rusty piece of floor. Now that's some serious weight reduction. Now I've got to clean all the edges. This also being rotted completely away. You can see there, completely rotted away. Clean all these edges so I've got something to weld to when I cut my plate and start spot welding to the original frame, original floor I mean. And then I'll put a piece of section of plate in here, and Bob's your uncle. Not that difficult. I have to clean there where the sealer was for the original lip. Cool. Alright, now that I've got the floor section out, like you can see it's pretty knackered, let me cut the tank supports out and this brace, because we're going to have to transfer them to the new floor. Thing I enjoy about the rusty floors, they cut quickly. cut this side because these straps I'm gonna need, and they look like they're still good enough. It's just the flooring that's shot. At least that part was still strong. Come on. Right, like you can see here, we'll later on take a chisel and just split this, drill a couple of holes and mount it to the new floor. And draw all the, or punch and break all the spot welds. We just save this for now. Car was coming apart in various ways. This was even pulled away from there because of rust. Okay. Chop this last brace out. Like you can see, it even pulled away here. I should actually have templates for my new floor to get my curve that I want, because I'm gonna do the top curve, actually the top bend, and then a curve up to about here, and then we'll cut the flat plate and we'll also start replacing this. That's also had its better days. Alright, let me start on drawing out on my plate. Alright, off camera I quickly chopped, according to my template, this out. This is a whole sheet of plate actually, just the corners chopped out. Can you believe this car is that big? So we've got a whole homemade bending unit here. What we're going to do is try and bend this plate so it can fit in that boot according to the contours in one piece. Let's see how we get on. It's quite a thick piece of plate, almost 1/4 inch. So let's see. Okay, I want to gently curve it, so gonna move the bender up a bit because I don't want a sharp curve like that. Seems to be working. I'll make a plan bender. When I get a big table, I'll make a big proper bender. For now, this has to work, but I like the portability factor of this. It's not that I've got more control over it, it's just it's a portable bender, this. Where a big table ain't that portable. Okay. Just add a bit more, there we go. Now I can finish getting this curve that I want. Go edge to edge, try and keep it level. A plan is a plan. I've got a piece of the old floor pan I can compare with. See how moderately far we are off. That seems almost perfect. Now I must make the top bend. For the top bend, I'll have to turn this machine around, but that is easily achievable. Okay, let me quickly just measure where I want to put my next bend. So I want to bend it from about there according to the old sheet metal. There we go. Perfect. Then just now chop that out for the filler, and I'll have to bend this edge and notch the edge. Also lots of fun. Right. Alright, now that I've got my mobile bender set up, let me see if I can bend this lip right. First time around also. I might have to bend that big piece back again after bending this piece. Make this drawing here, but I'm gonna cut it smaller, and I'll probably try and match it inside the car rather than cutting it and it's been cut too big for the filler. But my bender is not that long, so I'm gonna bend it separately each side here. I'm gonna just freehand draw this. That should be sufficient. Right, let me quickly cut this out. I'll say. Okay, let me just curve this a small bit because it's not a full bend. It's got strange corners on the side there, but I'm just gonna curve it like that so it can lay flush in the boot and a lip there. If my plate was longer, I would have probably made that other piece as well. Wouldn't have been too much of an issue. Would have panel beated it to where I wanted it. And this is in the old days how we used to do it without fancy equipment. I still do it. I know, I like suffering, eh? Now just panel beat that nice and straight because it's not a sharp bend like that. It's just where the lip of the floor meets the edge for the boot at the back. And I saw luckily the vice grip is long enough because to grab that with the bender is also going to be a bit hectic. Not so easy. Bending this thick plate. The vice grip, come on! Now, I'll probably end up drilling a series of holes after panel beating this. Just spot weld this to the car, but first I'll probably be cleaning there with a grinder. So I can spot weld to the car. This corner is the only thing that worries me, as it runs at the edge, but the corner is at a 45. But we'll get to work that out when we're inside the boot lid, or inside the boot. I'm not too stressed about that. We'll panel beat this car if we have to straight. It's not too shabby. There we go. Now let me clean all over inside here on the edges where I want to join this, so I can just drill holes and spot weld this to the car. Right. This could take a while. I'd suggest go and have a cup of coffee while I finish off here and show you when I've put the floor inside. Okay, like you can see, I bent the floor. To save some time, I already just dropped it in the car, welded it to the main support brackets, and pie cut around the filler so I can weld this up, smooth it nicely, and underneath quickly grind all the excess away. Now we're quickly just going to press this down with the porta power and get it lined up so we can weld it and tack it. And then this will cut and get to the edge, because here we've got to still cut out a piece of plate and fix that rust. And here also we'll make a plan, because remember, this is higher than it's down there, both sides. All right, let me quickly continue on that. Just buzz that in there. All right, that should be sufficient. Let's go to the next. Because when it's tight there, I can finish shaping this end, which I didn't even have floor to really copy to shape there. That's why we're doing it this way. So I can cut this to size and do my edge and cut this excess metal off the material and tie it all together. And when we're done, if you want to tie it off nicely, after I grinded it, we can just put seam sealer and it should be perfect. I know I was going to put spot tags, but I'm still going to put spot tags on the top here to make it look factory. But it's nothing factory because it's a smooth custom floor. There's no riffling or anything, like you can see. Let me go on this side, it's easier. I did clean this floor. Why are we Alright, so basically that's the general idea, and you can see how nicely the floor sits with the original lip of the original floor. We'll dress it up nicely, grind it nicely, and I hope to send finished pictures on this YouTube. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you to all our loyal subscribers and supporters. Peace out.